Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Live Authentically with Krista. I just wanted to make a quick video and just share just some thoughts with y'all. I've been really just trying to soak up this day and be outside and have moments where I'm just like having like the sun shine on my face and just to feel that warmth on my face and just listening to the sounds outside and just trying to protect my peace too. I know my kiddos were a little bit loud in the house, talking to their friends, so I was just saying, to quiet their voices, and it's important to be able to do that too. Like when there's just too much chaos happening, or there's just like too much noise, to really just, for me as a mama, I think it's really important to protect peace and also just to kind of like keep my kids in check too. Like, okay, there's too much stimulation happening, because we get that way. I had a conversation with one of my kiddos just the other day about how they felt like they were just kind of like going stir crazy in their mind. And each and every single one of my children, we all have this, and I believe every single human being has this, where it's just like we're not meant to have so much stimulation, as far as like not like living in a chaotic environment where there's just noise happening all of the time, or where you're not having a moment of rest. When there's too much stimulation and it's a constant go, 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 and it's a constant like noise, it can affect you negatively. And I know for me as a person, like as a mom, and I tell my kids, and I'll say, you know what, I'm feeling overstimulated right now. I need to take a break. I need a moment to myself. I need to, go take a little nap. My kids are a little bit old enough, so they're old enough where I can take a little rest if I need to. And I'll just say, you know what, I need some quiet. Can you guys please just go to your rooms? Can you keep your voices down? Just I'll do that because it's so important for me to protect and keep a calm home. We have moments where we have fun and we're laughing and being silly, but there's also moments where you need to have peace. You need to have peace, and I'm trying to teach my kiddos about respecting each other and allowing each other space at times. And because this is just what we got to do as people. Like, your peace matters. Your peace matters. And I was just looking at just a quote on social media, just briefly. And the words, these words really stood out to me. That blessings do exist. That a softer life exists. And peace, it does exist, but I do believe that we need to create it. I believe that we need to create it as people. And that happiness, you create happiness. You create it. So I've just been really like soaking up my Saturday and just trying to allow myself time to not only just pray, but just have moments where I'm just in quiet, or I'm just being outside too, because Minnesota, it's gonna get cold, and then I'm gonna regret not being outside. So it's just like, I want to soak up the moment that I can where, I mean, it's a little bit chilly. I mean, it says it's like gonna be like 63, but it's breezy, it's cool. So I'm chilled. So I'm like in my sweatshirt, and I still feel chilled even being outside in a sweatshirt, where I would wrap myself in a blanket if I had one right now. But I'm just making this video to just share my thoughts with y'all, that I do believe a quieter life, a gentle, I believe gentleness exists. I do believe that blessings exist. I do believe peace exists, but it's important to create that. And this is just who I am as a person, that I thrive in a calmer environment. I thrive in that. I thrive where there's peace and there's not chaos, and where there's not like constant yelling. I thrive in an environment where I have peace and where I feel calm. Because when I have peace and when I feel calm, then you can truly heal as a person. Then you can thrive. But I've learned that if you're in a toxic environment, or if you're in the wrong environment, then you can't truly heal. Then you can't truly heal. And yeah, it's hard to heal when you're in the wrong environment, or if you're around chaos all of the time, you know? So this is just what I'm trying to create for my family, for my children and I, is just to create just a space where we can be together, where we can have moments of fun, but where we can also have moments where we're at peace, and where we can learn to respect each other, and I'm definitely one where I'll have that conversation, and I'll have my kiddos sit down on my couch, and we'll have conversations. I had one just the other day with him. I called a little family meeting, and I just sat them all down on the couch, and I was just sharing some things that I felt that needed to be addressed inside the house, and just to open up that conversation where I allowed each and every single one of them to talk, and where we didn't interrupt each other, where we allowed each other to speak freely. So I'm truly happy about who I am right now, and just how much I've grown and healed as a person, because now I can help my kids. Now I can help my children be able to do that same thing. And because I'm a firm believer that it's who you surround yourself with that determines your future. And I've had to unlearn a lot of things in my life, and I've had to end cycles within my family line, and I'm trying to teach my children in a better way. And I had to break the cycles in my life so that I could help them. But this is just what I truly feel like life is supposed to be about. I don't believe that it needs to be chaotic. It doesn't have to be chaotic. I'm not the type that likes to go all of the time. I don't like to go and constantly be busy all of the time. I like to have time where, yeah, we can go and do those things, but I like to have time where there's peace, and where you're not rushing all of the time. You know, I've never been a fan of rushing. And just like telling somebody like, okay, you've got 2 minutes to get ready, like get out the door. Like I don't like that kind of life. I don't like being rushed. I like to be able to take my time if I can. I really try to respect people's time, but if I'm feeling chaotic inside, then I want to be able to take a moment where I can bring myself to a place of rest. Because if I'm not at a place of rest and if I'm feeling chaotic inside, then it's going to reflect. Then everyone else is going to be affected by it. Everyone else is going to be affected by it. So it's really important to be able to take time to heal and take time where if you're feeling chaotic inside, get alone with the Lord and really ask him to help heal your mind, restore your mind, and bring you to a place of peace and rest, because this is just what I truly believe, where each and every single one of us should strive for or to live for is to be at a place where you're not filled with a bunch of stress, where you can be able to relax, where you can be able to be in an environment and be able to have peace, So life hasn't always been that way for me. But I've truly learned to create that kind of life and to teach my children that too. And that it's okay if you're feeling a little bit messy inside, if you're feeling chaotic, if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's okay to take a break. And I even tell them, you know what? If you can't share what you're feeling right now, go to your room, go take a time out, go take time for you. Okay, rest, and then come back and talk to me. This is just what I'm trying to teach them to do, is that if you're feeling overwhelmed, okay, but if you don't talk to me, I can't help you. But if you need time, if you need a little space, if you need a little bit of time, I'll give you that time. But then let's try and talk about it afterwards, And most of the time they're able to talk to me and they're able to be completely vulnerable with me about things. So yeah, sometimes you just got to allow each other time. You got to be able to allow people time, and so that they can get clarity. But I'm really thankful, and I think it's so important to be able to have conversations with people, to be truly authentic with how you feel, and just allow people to show up and allow people to communicate and allow those vulnerabilities to be shared, without repercussions or without punishment, And that's what I've truly told my kids. I've told my kids, like, you know what? Mom is not the type. I'm not going to hold you to your past. I'm not going to pick you apart. I'm not going to bring up the stuff that happened in the past. I'm not going to do that. I'm like, that's not who Mom is anymore. I said, I'm not going to punish you because of what happened. I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to allow you to show up the way you show up. Doesn't mean I'm never going to encourage you. But I'll allow you to show up how you show up. And if you're needing a break, if you need a little time out, okay, I'll allow you to have that time out because I want you to be able to be at a place of rest too, at a place of peace. So, yeah. But I was just, one of my kids were just having a hard time because they were just expecting too much of themselves. They were putting themselves, they were expecting too much out of themselves, and they were expecting themselves to be able to be completely calm and to be able to handle all of that chaos or whatever was happening with them at that moment. Like, they were expecting themselves to be able to just handle that. But we as people, we need to allow ourselves time and just to be able to take a break, to get out of that the chaotic environment, to allow ourselves time and space so that we can just like take a deep breath, gather our thoughts, pray, and then just be able to be relaxed, and then start again, you know. So anyways, these are just some of my thoughts today, and what I do inside my home, and how I am with my kiddos. But I've truly told them it's okay. It's okay if you need to take a break. It's okay if you need a little time. It's okay. I don't want you being overly stressed and feel like you have to handle everything at once. You know, it's just one thing at a time. It's truly just, it's one thing at a time. We can only tackle one thing at a time. We're not meant to, Rome wasn't built in a day. We can't tackle every single thing in our life in one day. It's one thing at a time. But if you're feeling like you're overwhelmed right now, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a nap. It's okay to just have a moment of peace and rest by yourself. It's okay. So that way, when you are at a place of peace again, or where you feel okay inside, where you're not chaotic inside, that's when you can start again. And just start over, start fresh. So anyways, I hope this message has helped someone. But these are just some of my thoughts. And again, it's just like we get to create, you get to choose to create that peaceful life. You get to choose to create a gentle and calm atmosphere. We get to choose to create that. So this is just what I want to create, and what my heart really wants is a calm atmosphere. And an atmosphere where we can respect one another, and where we can work together towards a goal. And so where we can help each other as a team. This is just what I'm trying to teach my children. Let's work together. Let's work together and work as a team. And then all of the pressure won't be on one person's shoulders. We'll work at it together. We'll work as a team to get things done. And then we just notice that it flows much quicker. I remember there was a storm that was going to happen. And I'm like, all right, kids, we've got 30 minutes. I told them, we've got 30 minutes before that storm's going to hit. No questions asked. None of my children, they didn't bat an eye. Every single one of them, they all came outside, and we all worked together as a team by putting things away and making sure that things weren't going to get blown around in the yard. Like, I was really proud of my kids that day because they didn't bat an eye. They're like, all right, we're working together. And we got it done quickly. Quickly. That's what's like that. That's what life is about. Helping each other. It's helping each other and working as a team to get things done. It's working as a team, and it's respecting one another and allowing each other space so that we can all be at a place of rest. Because if you're at a place of rest and if you've got peace, then you've got unity. All right, that's the message. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to go back inside because I'm kind of chilled. So see you next time.